Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CCBC Essex, the Coliseum as I like to call it, and we are live here and ready for Game 2 of our doubleheader between Cecil and the Essex Knights. The Essex Knights will be looking for a clean sweep of the Cecil Seahawks as these two programs' women's teams went head-to-head, and it was a 9-0 beatdown of the Seahawks laid on by the Knights. These are two teams heading in two very different directions here at the midway point of this season. The Seahawks come into today's game 1-5 on the year, losers of 2 in a row. Their last game was September 25th, a 3-0 loss to Anne Arundel. The Knights, on the other hand, 4-4-1, so not above 500, right at it though. 4-1 is the score for their last game, winners over Hartford, and they're looking for their second straight victory. So something's got to give here. The Seahawks looking to snap a 2-game losing streak, and the Knights looking to extend a 2-game winning streak to 3. The Knights also looking to go above 500 for the first time all season long. So, like I said just a moment ago, something has got to give here this afternoon, and the Seahawks defense almost gave right there in the early part of this game, almost turning it over right in front of the box. A big part of this game for the Seahawks has got to be starting fast. Now, granted, this Knights team has a history of blowing 2-0 leads here this season. 2 separate times here at home, the Knights have taken 2-0 leads into halftime only to be losers in the game. So this Knights team, they want to start fast, but more importantly for them, they've got to finish strong. And wow, what a finish, or what a potential finish that was snuffed out by a tremendous save by the Seahawks goalkeeper, and what a way to start this contest. The action is fast and exciting here to start. Let's see if the Seahawks can get a good offensive possession here to start things. Long pass. Isaiah Price is there. Price would have had been Barry Allen to chase that one down, though. There's Hoffman. Hoffman, he deflects that one off of a Seahawks midfielder. Number 2, Patrick Kelly. Knights switch fields right at the midfield line. Now working it back to the defenders. A turnover almost in the defensive zone. Good pressure being applied there by the forwards, forcing the Knights to switch fields once again. Here's Hoffman. Little hot potato game right now from the Knights. No one on their team really wanting to possess the ball. And again, a lot of that has to do with the tremendous pressure that's being applied by the forwards and midfielders for the Seahawks. Knights' possession will stay with them, though. Not after that. Turnover. Seahawks turn it right back over, or I thought they did. Knights forced to kick that one out of bounds. Seahawks going on the offensive attack, trying to play it back to the midfielders. They do. Have to play it all the way back to the defenders, though. And that one will roll safely towards Mr. Cooper. And Kyle Cooper will pick that one up. Place it right back down. Big leg on Cooper. That's something the Knights are going to try and take advantage of all game long. Big leg of Kyle Cooper on the goal kicks and also the punts as well. You got a goalie who can control those long passes like that. It's a great opportunity for transition offense. Speaking of transition offense, here come the Knights! And a great save initially made by the Seahawks. They're not out of the danger zone just yet, though. Finally, the save is made as it's in the midst of the Seahawks goalkeeper. Early opportunities for the Seahawks in this game. Or excuse me, early opportunities for the Knights here in this game. There you did see an opportunity for the Seahawks present itself for a moment. And Kelly on that near sideline couldn't control the pass. And it's a missed opportunity. Knights miss an opportunity on the other side, though. As the back and forth contest continues. Hot potato to start things. Neither team possessing the ball for very long. Though the Knights do have the one good shot to their name. That save made. That Seahawks goalkeeper. One of the better saves I've seen all season long. Thought the Knights would go for a one-touch shot there. The one-timer from that angle could be deadly. Or from that area, excuse me. Seahawks with control in their defensive zone for how long, though? A couple white jerseys around that ball. And eventually they do force the turnover. We've played 5 minutes in this first half. The lights are on here at the Coliseum. It's a beautiful night for soccer. Chip in right in front of the box. Another. That one deflected. Knights still with possession. Cross in, and they say that one goes out of bounds. And now we can see as it's rolling behind the net. Seahawks take over control. Goal kick here. Starting to look like starting to look like there was another opportunity presenting itself there for the Knights. Quick flick, doesn't find its target. Instead, it's intercepted by the Knights. Here comes Tierney. Excuse me. Yeah, that is Tierney. Went for the right-footed pass into the middle. You had Isaiah Price streaking in towards the goal-scoring area. What could have been, though, we'll find out. What could be here on this corner kick. Near sideline, the Knights, I've seen them score from here a few times this season. Good corner. And that one was a missed opportunity. Very good chance, though. I believe that was number 18, Logan Funk. It was. The big man. 6'2", sophomore out of Dundalk, Maryland. Spent his high school days at Sparrows Point, the Funker. Through ball goes through everybody. Rolls safely towards the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper for the Seahawks being tested early here. He's going to have to work really hard if he wants to keep a clean sheet. Here come the Knights. Good long pass. Found its target for a moment. It was stolen away by the Seahawks. Can the Seahawks go defense to offense here? That's something they're struggling with right now. And the struggles will continue as they give possession back to the Knights. Hot potato. Knights with possession for now. Quick passing as that ball finds its way onto that far sideline. Passing right now for the Knights is very pretty. Working the ball from one side to the other just effortlessly. Great move from Tierney. Splits two defenders. Can't get it past that third, though. And that final extra pass from Hoffman up to Tierney Gave him a chance to split those defenders and almost get the first goal of the game for the Knights. So much harder to keep up with the ball when it's constantly moving. You keep working the ball around the offense with those quick passes. Eventually, you're going to find someone on the other team who's out of position, and right there the Knights did find that. They just couldn't finish and take advantage of it. They got another chance, though. Corner kick, second of the game, far sideline this time. Not a very good corner. Though how bad is it, though, as the Knights are the only ones who had a chance to run it down. Good cross into the box. Better save. That's now 2 tremendous saves in the early part of this first half made by the Seahawks goalkeeper. Knights still with possession. Fancy footwork. Doesn't lead to anything. Go for the pass on the outside. There's Cruz Osorio. And it's intercepted by the Seahawks. Seahawks out of the danger zone for a moment, but they're trying to carry the ball out of their defensive zone, and that worked. Couldn't get that last pass past Logan Funk. Logan Funk made the interception. As if he would not have made that interception, that could have easily led to the first goal of the game for the Seahawks. Here's Isaiah Price working extra hard to just get a chance to put that ball into the box. Knights will take over their third corner of the game. 3 early corners already for the Knights in this contest. We've played just over 10 minutes so far. Ball is in the air. Another corner. That was pretty good. Couple Knights jerseys, players in Knights jerseys, had a chance at that ball. None of them could do anything with it, though. It's 3 corners. 2 of them have been pretty good here for the Knights. Something to build on as we're headed into the middle stages of this first half. Be interesting to see what kind of adjustments the Knights make here as we head into the middle and then the late stages of this first half, and then, of course, the second half as well. Adjustments for the Seahawks are very obvious right now, at least. They do a better job of controlling that ball and doing a better job of clearing it as well out of the defensive zone. Right now, pretty good. They've got possession, but not for long. Hot potato, though. Who's going to get this 50-50 ball? It's won by the Knights. They give it right back. Let's see if the Seahawks can control it this time. Haven't really even had a chance to see their offense here in this game. Big part of that is the lack of control at the midfield. It's almost like maybe like an invisible force field or something around that midfield line. For the boys in the green jersey, it's like they get to that midfield and then they turn it over. Now, a lot of that has to do, of course, with the stellar midfield play from the Knights that they're becoming notorious for this season. Knights always have a good defensive line, but this year the midfielders very good defensively. And whoo, Isaiah Price! I believe that was Mr. Price. No, that was not Mr. Price. It's Tierney. I got to look out for the shoes. If I think it's Isaiah, I got to look down at the shoes because Isaiah's got the pink cleats on. So if I don't see that pink, I know it's not Isaiah. Here comes Wilfred. Wilfred's got a chance. Shot, and it's saved. This time not by the goalkeeper. Instead, the last line of defense came in there, made the save with the heel. Another corner kick for the Seahawks. Wilfred Tierney, the way he's working right now, it looks like he's going to be getting a goal by the end of this contest. Let's see what his total is on the season. Good corner. It's up in the air. Isaiah Price. It's a shoulder down to get it within striking distance, but he couldn't put it into the back of the net. Isaiah Price, he does lead this team in goals with 9 on the season. Mr. Wilfred Tierney, he doesn't have any goals here on this season. He does have 1 assist to his name. That's a surprise. I thought he had at least 1. So he's looking for his first goal of the year. Oh, that's tremendous soccer there. Getting past 2 defenders. The quick passes. Good cross. Just can't do anything with it. Here's Hoffman, and Hoffman, a left-footed shot. He doesn't get many opportunities to show off that big leg. The eyes were a little bit too big there. He saw that opportunity, wanted to take it. Mr. Trevor, don't call me Dustin Hoffman, missed that opportunity. Ooh, that was dangerous. Little hesitation there from the Seahawks goalkeeper on whether or not to come off the line. Could have led to the first goal of the game. Sometimes when you're trying to decide whether or not to come off that line, that hesitation, it's a lot like going for a steal in baseball. If you hesitate, it's usually not going to go your way. Just got to make a decision and hope it's the right one. We have almost played a full 20 minutes here in this first half. It's been an exciting first half, so much different than game 1 of our doubleheader. That was a game that was the Knights pretty much had that game wrapped up in the early stages of the first half. The Knights still seem to be look like the more dominant team, though, here from what I've seen so far in this first half. The Seahawks have spent pretty much this entire first half on their heels defensively. And right there, the Seahawks almost watched the first goal of the game go into the back of the net as Tierney. This is a tremendous display of offense. Got around 2 defenders. Got a chance at the goal, but great save there by the Seahawks. By my count, that's the 3rd tremendous save. He's got more than 3 saves, but 3 of those saves that he has to his name right now are just absolute tremendous saves that, 10 times in a row, he probably doesn't make that save many times. Here come the Knights. Played into the middle. Great timing on the head ball there. Seahawks got to clear this out. Just give your offense a chance, or defense a chance to rest for a moment. Like I said earlier, this Seahawks team has spent pretty much this entire first half on their heels defensively, and the continuation awarded. As if the Seahawks would have got possession there, I'm sure the ref would have called the whistle there. Here's Tierney. He's got a defender right in front of him. That defender forced him to give up the ball, and he got it right back, and with the shot, He can't make he cannot make the impossible happen there. Actually, I mean, that wouldn't have been impossible. He's got a big leg, and he wasn't that far outside of the box. What a relatively easy save as it was headed right towards the goalkeeper. Another corner kick won by the Knights. You got to think eventually one of these corner kicks is going to go their way, particularly the way they've been looking. Almost all the corners they've taken have been pretty good corners. Nothing that's been... Oh, what a save! Another one, but he can't make the rebound save. Or I think the ref is saying he was offsides. The ref is running over to the line judge. I think the line judge is saying he was offsides. They're waiting confirmation on that. I don't have any bias here. I don't speak honestly. I don't care who wins these games, but I got to say, I kind of hope they take that goal off the board because that was a tremendous save. Sometimes that rebound, though, and that goal will stand. First
goal scored by number 16, Nehemiah Crawford.
So Nehemiah Crawford now only one goal behind Isaiah Price for the lead in goals on this team as he has now scored his 8th goal this season. And I tell you, Nehemiah Crawford has really hit a stride here this season since being moved to the second unit. He's still got starter talent for sure, but having him a part of that second unit coming in off the bench, I think it really makes a lot of difference for this team. And when you have a starter level quality player coming in off the bench who can score goals in a blink of an eye, it makes a lot of big difference for your team. Crawford gets the first goal of the game for the Knights. Only 2 shots on goal, at least that's what they say on the scoreboard right now. I'm not sure that's 100% accurate of a shot or accurate of a stat. But now under 25 minutes to play, which means we've played a full 20 minutes in this first half. What a tremendous first half it's been if you're a Knights fan, as they have been dominating play here since the opening whistle. There, no trip. Thought we were going to get a trip call on the Knights. And are they saying he made that save, or are they saying it hit the post? They will say it hit the post. Let's say it. Disappointed that clean sheet for the Seahawks goalkeeper went away, especially on a goal like that. I'll give all the credit in the world to Mr. Nehemiah Crawford. Effort and more effort is what got that goal for the Knights and Mr. Crawford. But after the Seahawks goalie had made so many tremendous saves, you would have liked to see him get beat a little differently, I guess. But no sense in crying over spilled milk, because I'm sure the Seahawks aren't crying over it. Probably just trying to figure out a way to get their offense involved in this game. This is a game where we haven't really seen their offense at all. I think Kyle Cooper, the goalkeeper for the Knights, has touched the ball one time. That midfield has been the trap for the Seahawks. It's one of the few times I can remember them getting that ball past the midfield line. As quickly as that offensive opportunity started, that's as quickly as it ended. Knights take over possession after the bad pass from the Seahawks. Here's Logan Funk. Nothing there for the Knights that time on the far sideline. There's Jordan Fields. Fields, earlier this season, the first game I was on the call for, Fields had one of the most tremendous goals I've ever seen at any level. He had a corner kick goal where he curved it in from the corner kick position, from where the corner kick, where you take the corner kick. Ever since that goal, every time I see number 6 out there on the field, I get a little bit more excited watching the game. I know he's capable of pulling out some magic. Missed touch there from the Knights. Gives possession to the Seahawks. Throw in, far sideline. 20 minutes left to play here in this contest, or in this first half, excuse me. Seahawks will still have about 65 minutes total to make their comeback hopes a reality. Great slide tackle there from number 8, Henry Mendreo. Quick pass through the middle. Another. There's Fields. It's around one defender. Can't get around the second, and that one is deflected out of bounds. Last touch by a Seahawks defender. Man, what a tremendous display of offense there from Fields. Fields, I thought he was dead to rights there when he first got that ball at in the front of the box. Somehow got around the defenders. Got himself into scoring position. Corner kick, far sideline. Not a very good corner. There's Mr. Fields again. Near sideline. Give and go. Fields, he can't chase it down, though. Sliding save made there by the Seahawks. And goalkeeper. Hoffman trying to use the body to box out number 9, Ellie Zalambayo. Long pass up. There's Crawford, and he was offsides. You hear the cheers from the Seahawks players. Seahawks finally get in front of that ball and send it out on the out of bounds line. Sure, they would have preferred to send it up a little further up the sideline, though, as this gives the Knights possession in a real good area. Free kick is intercepted, but not cleanly. They couldn't control it as it rolls out of bounds. After being cleared by the Seahawks, Knights take over possession. We've almost played a full 30 minutes here in this first half. Oh, that was awfully pretty. Nice little spin move there from number 21, Rios, Alchemy Rios, freshman out of Oxnard, California. Long way from home for Mr. Rios. Hopefully he's got some family watching over on the other side of the map. Here's Hoffman. Over to Fields. Fields, quick pass. Crawford gives it right back to Fields. Fields got tripped up from behind. There's going to be a penalty kick in the box. This is the third time this season I've seen the Knights get a penalty kick in the box. You don't see that very often. And honestly, I think that's the most I've ever seen in a season in my few years here. Fields will be the one to take it. Just gonna set this up the way he wants. And where's it going to go? Wow! Wow! I did the same thing when I was younger, but I'm not nearly as good at soccer as Jordan Fields is. Wow. That'll be one that Mr. Fields will be thinking about later this evening. It'll sting a heck of a lot more if his team's not able to get the W here tonight, that's for sure. Phew, Logan Funk. What a hit stick in on the forward there for the Seahawks. That one rolls off the end line. Under 15 minutes left to play in the first half, and the score will remain 1-0 after the Jordan Fields missed penalty kick shot. Man, I said it earlier. That's the third penalty kick I've seen here at the Coliseum this season. And they've been able to convert on the first two I saw. That was the first miss of the year. At home, at least. Now I don't watch the away games. Nehemiah Crawford working hard to get that ball. Finally gets possession, but now he needs to figure out a way to get around this defender. He can't. And a whistle goes against Mr. Crawford. Can't blame him on that one, though. He had no other option, really. I mean, obviously you don't want to see the foul be committed there, but it wasn't like he could find one of his teammates. He had two green jerseys in front of him that were shielding him from the ball and from his teammates. A frustration foul from Mr. Crawford. Crawford, nice quick flick. Fields was there to receive the second pass, but it was a little bit behind him. He's expecting it to be more far out in front. And the Seahawks, their offensive game plan is just not working here in the early part of this game. They go for the long pass. It's just not there. And this Knights team is a difficult team to get the long pass down on. They're a team that rarely finds themselves out of position. And a lot of times when you're going for that long pass, it either has to be perfect. And oh, man, speaking of perfect, that was a perfect defensive play there from the Seahawks. Isaiah Price almost had his 10th goal of the season and second of the game for the Knights. I was saying, when you're going for that long pass or relying on that long pass offensively, it either has to be perfect or you have to find the other team out of position. This Knights team is not a team that you're going to find out of position very often. Strong defensive unit, a staple of any Coach Fiedler-led team. Seahawks got to get this out of their defensive zone before they turn it over. They don't. Luckily for them, Isaiah Price turns it right back over. Can they possess it? They can't. Trevor Hoffman, what a tremendous slide tackle there. Oh, man, Mr. Hoffman. It makes a lot of plays for this Knights team that aren't going to show up on the box score. He's not going to be a guy who's going to be in the top 5 or 10 on this team in goals or assists when the season's over. But you ask anyone who's a part of this team, they know how valuable Mr. Hoffman is. Nice defensive effort there by Rios, the standing tackle. Rios gets it back. He's in front of the midfield line, and he loses it. And the Seahawks give it right back. Hot potato right now. Remains that way as the Seahawks get it, and they can't save that one from going out of bounds. Neither can the Knights. Hot potato continues. Oh, there's a little jersey pulling. Fields had been beating the Seahawks defense like a drum up until that point. A little bit of a frustration foul. As little 5'4" Jordan Fields had his jersey tugged on. Ref blows the whistle, restart play, Isaiah Price! Oh, Mr. Price was there in a perfect position, just couldn't finish it. That's so tough. Even though Mr. Price found himself in the perfect position there, it's so tough when that ball's coming towards you as quickly as it is to just get that head on there in the perfect position to put it into the back of the net. That's a play the pros make it look a lot easier than it really is. Let's put it that way. Mr. Fields trying to turn the corner, get the cross up. He did turn the corner and got the cross up into the air. No one there to finish it. Knights still with possession, though. Rios' shot is deflected by a Seahawks defender. And a good play there by the Seahawks. Just kick it out of bounds. I think the last 8 minutes and change of this first half, for the Seahawks at least, is about survival. Of course, you want to get that next goal. You want to get that first goal of the game, tie the things up at 1-1. But if you can hold on to your 1-0 deficit right now, keep it from going up to 2-0. I think that's a little bit of a moral victory here for the Seahawks in this first half, the way things have been going for them. Remember, fans, I said it earlier in this broadcast, this Knights team is not a team that's well known for finishing this season. 2 separate times at home, the Knights this season have taken 2-0 leads into halftime, only to not be winners in the game. So I know they're dominating here this afternoon, or this evening, excuse me. But this game is very much far from over. Only takes one big transition move for the Seahawks to get that equalizing goal. They tie it up at 1-1, and, we got a brand new ball game, as they say. First things first, though, for the Seahawks, if they want to get that goal, they need to figure out a way to control this ball past the midfield line. They have got to get some more possessions that are long offensive possessions that, end in shots on goal, but more importantly, they give, or just as importantly, they give their defense a chance to rest. I mean, this defensive unit for the Seahawks is working so hard right now. They've spent about almost 45 minutes straight on their heels in this first half. Something's got to give in the second half. Either they need to make the adjustments necessary to get back into this game, or the Knights are going to start to run away with this. Good clear. It's controlled by Logan Funk. Initially, but not for long. Knights will take over possession, though, as it was kicked out of bounds by the Seahawks. Knights doing a good job switching fields. Now on that far sideline, trying to chase a loose ball down. They don't. Possession will go to the Seahawks. That is an interesting stat line on that scoreboard right there. 7 goal kicks and 4 shots on goal for the Knights. And a big fat 0 for the Seahawks. Not only is the goose egg up on the board where it really counts in the score department, but in the corner kicks and shots on goal department, it's a goose egg there as well. That tells you all you need to know about what kind of game this has been for the Seahawks. Offensively, just not there right now. Ball is up the far sideline. No one can get to it. That's in a green jersey, so it will roll out of bounds. Possession will go to the Knights. Coach Fiedler showing off the feet there. Playing that to one of his players. He wants to make sure that no time is wasted trying to chase that ball down, because he knows that there's 5 minutes left in this first half, and that's plenty of time for the Knights to get at least one more goal. A 2-0 goal is, of course, not the end-all, be-all. It's not the dagger for sure, but the way things have been going for the Seahawks offensively, you would think that, 2-0 lead, that'd be tough. Put it that way. Whistle continues to blow. Something that's happening out there that the ref doesn't want to happen. Ball on the far sideline. It was awarded to the Seahawks on a throw-in. Wasn't a very good throw-in, but that wasn't a very good clear attempt from Cooper. Luckily for him, he had a couple white jerseys there who were able to bail him out. Now under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Score remains 1-0. Can the Knights change that? Or can the Seahawks finally find their footing offensively? Let's wait and see. Oh, somebody took that one off the noggin. Oh, that was a questionable, dangerous call there. Looked like a Knights player led with the cleat. Hoffman a little slow to get up. He is up, though. He's going to rub some turf on it. He'll be all right. For those of you wondering, Gordon Hayward has scored his first bucket. He's back from the injury. Preseason basketball, I know. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Oh, and we've got another good opportunity here for the Knights. Remember, the Knights missed a penalty kick goal here earlier in this game, so this easily could be 2-0 right now. It could go up to 2-0 here with a chance. Free kick, far sideline, right outside of the box. I'm not thinking goal scoring from here. Probably more put this into the middle of the box. Let somebody get ahead on that. Isaiah Price is somewhere in that mix for the Knights. He's the guy they want to get there. And ignore everything that I just said. Quick play up that near sideline. Logan Funk sniffed that one out from his defensive line position. Put a stop to the momentum before it really got rolling. Knights, plenty of time here. Take their time. Ball played into the middle, just too far out in front. Great eye there. And a great pass. I believe that was Oscar Cruz Osorio, freshman out of Indian River. I'm assuming that's a high school. Under a minute to play now here in the first half. Trying to chase it down. They do. Seahawks defender gets ahead on the ball. And that'll be a shoulder. And probably be all she wrote for the first half. It's a Seahawks defender just tried to put a boot to that as quickly as he could. He's looking forward to that halftime period. I got to say, there's no such thing as a moral victory in sports. And anybody who says otherwise, I think, is trying to sell you something. But if there is such thing as a moral victory, this first half is one for the Seahawks, because this easily could be, 3-4-0. It could have easily been 2-0 right there on that play alone, but it is 1-0 at the end of the first 45. We'll be back with the second 45 after this short break. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to CCVC Essex, the Coliseum, as I like to call it, and we're ready to play the final 45 minutes of what has been a very exciting men's soccer contest. The only goal of the game came off of the foot of number 16, sophomore out of Palmdale, California, Nehemiah Crawford. Nemo with his, I believe that was the 9th goal of the season no, 8th goal of the season. Sorry, I gave him one more than he actually has. That was the 8th goal of the season for Mr. Nemo. But more importantly, is the only goal of the game so far. That may change here in the early part of the second half as we now have a corner kick for the Knights. And that offensive outburst came to a quick end. And now we have a delay. The yellow card was issued to number 9 for the Seahawks, Ellie Zalamboa. I'm not sure what the card was issued to for him. I didn't see him make any contact with anybody on the slide tackle there, but yellow card issued, and we're shrugging our shoulders up here in the broadcast booth. Regardless, the Knights will, I'm sure, take it. Oh, my goodness. And there's nothing I can say to sum that up, so I'm just going to quote the great Al Michaels and say, he did what? My God, what a tremendous save by the Seahawks goalkeeper there. Point blank. Man, that was incredible. Chippiness is turning up big time. Chippiness is picking up here, big time here in the early stages of the second half. Bad tackle from the Knights gives the Seahawks an opportunity. It's the best opportunity they've had all game. A good cross. And, man, and a Seahawks player right there. He just couldn't turn his head around quick enough to get to that ball. Missed opportunity. Here comes Cooper coming off the line. And he didn't have much time to spare there. Remember, fans, I've brought this up 2 times already in the broadcast. But this Knights team is not a Knights team that is known for closing games out so far this season. 2 separate times here at home, the Knights have taken 2-0 leads into halftime only to not be victorious in the game. So this game is far from over. A tremendous opportunity there. I can't say that was a tremendous shot. That was nowhere near being a goal. A tremendous opportunity from the Knights. Seahawks have already, in this early part of the second half, have gotten their best offensive opportunity of the game so far. Could that be something that builds momentum? What a goal! Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. I think that was Rios who had the cross. And he put that over to where he had 2 white jerseys. Isaiah Price was there trying to see who the other one was. Man, what a tremendous goal there from the Knights. Makes this a 2-0 game. I believe that was Jonathan Gonzalez. It was Mr. Gonzalez, number 8 with the goal.
Knights goal scored by number 7, Oscar Cruz Osorio, assisted by number 10, Hamza Guidre.
Shows what I know. That was actually number 7, Oscar Cruz Osorio. And it was assisted, by Nguidre. I've been meaning to figure out if this is the second generation of Nguidre we have here, because we had another Nguidre here at CCBC Essex a few years ago. He was a tremendous defensive player for Coach Fiedler's Knights team. If I was a professional broadcaster, I would have figured that out on the first week, but you know, it's a learning process. 5 minutes into the second half, and the Knights have already matched their total goals from the first half at 1, and it's 2-0 now. This game easily could be 4 or 5-0 without a couple tremendous saves from the goalkeeper for the Seahawks, and without a couple missed opportunities from the Knights, if we're being honest. You remember the penalty kick that Jordan Fields missed earlier in the game. Isaiah Price had a head ball that was so close to being a goal in the first half as well. So the Knights scoreboard doesn't reflect their dominance, but they've been dominant here in this game, and you know it if you've been watching it. Seahawks body language hasn't changed that much since that second goal, but the longer this game goes at 2-0, I'm sure that's going to change. The effort here from the Seahawks has been there from the get-go. Their defensive effort has been fantastic. Like I said just a few moments ago, this game easily could be 4 or 5-0 in favor of the Knights, but it stands at 2-0, and a lot of that has to do with the tremendous defensive effort from not only the goalkeeper for the Seahawks, but also the defensive line and midfielders as well. There's Rios over to Cruz Osorio, who wants to get another goal. Won't get it that time. Man out of Indian River. Intercepted right there at the line. At the defensive line, excuse me. It's picked right back off by the Knights. Man, the Knights midfielders have been working so hard defensively here in this game. So many of the extra opportunities they've gotten. Yeah, they've been given to them. A lot of them have been given to them by bad turnovers, but a lot of them have just been they've been forcing them. Forcing the turnovers. As Logan Funk gets around one defender. Goes over to Nguidre. Nguidre carries it. Now over to Opar. Opar well over everyone's head. Knights chase it down, though. We've almost played a full 10 minutes here in this second half. Score is 2-0 in favor of the Knights. Seahawks have had one more opportunity than they did in the first half. It's not saying much, though, since they had no opportunities in the first half. And there's a missed kick there by the Seahawks. The Knights are well on their way to completing the sweep of the Seahawks here this afternoon. As remember, this Knights women's team were 9-0 winners earlier against the Seahawks. Missed opportunity there from the Seahawks. Well, it wasn't really an opportunity at all, though, honestly. We have 3 Seahawks players on the far sideline warming up. Something I didn't notice earlier is just the size of the 2 benches for these 2 programs and how much different they are. Look at the Knights bench when you get a chance. So many players on that team just ready to go in at a moment's notice. We talked about the depth of this Knights team earlier and how much of a difference it makes. Nehemiah Crawford is a player who spent most of his freshman year in the starting lineup and has spent a large portion of this season in the starting lineup as well. Got moved into the bench unit a few weeks ago, and I think it's been a great change for this Knights team, and it's a change that I think has gone a long way in making them a much more potent offensive team. And you have a top-level starter player willingly take that change to the bench and embrace that change. Goes a long way in making your team just an overall better team, not just a more potent offensive team, but just one of the top guys is willing to make a sacrifice like that, and all the other guys, what excuse do they have? I was wondering when the call was coming on that. It was a pretty obvious push there from number 3, Tyler Coppin, 5'8" freshman out of Northeast High School. Gonzalez, great boot on that. Set his teammates up with a chance. Had a couple white jerseys there. None of them were able to do anything with it. But, man, that was a boot on Mr. Gonzalez. Here come the Knights. Still on the attack. Shot. No good. Just wide of the net. And with 33 minutes and some change left in this game, the Knights are still on the offensive attack. We have almost played a full 15 minutes here in this second half. And much like the first half, the beginning of the second half is being dominated by the Knights. Seahawks goalkeeper comes off the line, makes the save with not a lot of time to spare. The Seahawks goalkeeper is probably not going to be walking away with a W here this afternoon, but he should be walking out of the Coliseum here tonight with his head held up high because he has made a couple of tremendous saves here in this game, and without a tremendous effort from him between the pipes, this game would have been over a long time ago. The Seahawks are still very much in this game, and a large part of that has to do with his tremendous effort, like I said. The effort's going all around, though, for the Seahawks defensively. The defensive line has been very good as well. It's just the Knights have had so many more opportunities than the Seahawks. I mean, look at that stat line over there. 7 corner kicks, 7 shots on goal for the Knights. Only 2 goals given up on 7 shots on goal. I mean, that's a pretty good ratio if you're a keeper in between the pipes. Particularly when you look at the other side of that scoreboard, zeros all around. Says everything right there. Ball's in the air. Nice save. Had 2 white jerseys right there. If he wouldn't have caught that one cleanly, probably would have been the 3rd goal of the game. One of those white jerseys would have been able to get a little cherry pick goal opportunity. Nice slide tackle there by Gonzalez right in front of the midfield line. Far sideline. Knights in control. Rios. Shot with the left foot, I think. That one deflected off of a Seahawks player. Played back to Hoffman. Hoffman using the body to shield the defender away. Didn't work out initially, but somehow he's able to steal that ball back. Man, Hoffman is all effort. Under 30 minutes to play now. Throw in for the Seahawks wasn't a very good one, as it's picked up here by the Knights. And now they're going on the attack. Left-footed shot is good. What a tremendous shot. And what a tremendous goal. 3rd goal of the game for the Knights. Gonna wait to see who that player was for the Knights. Can't see that jersey number so far away. That one, I believe, will be the dagger, though, for the Seahawks. It's going to be really tough for them to make the comeback here. And I believe that was number 9, Wilfred Tierney. They're still waiting confirmation on that. I believe that was number 9, though, Wilfred Tierney. If it is, congratulations to that young man. See, he's got his 1st goal of the season. Still awaiting that confirmation, though. We're going to get it from the PA announcer in a moment.
Knights goal scored by number 9, Wilfred Tierney.
The 5'8" freshman out of Owings Mills, Maryland, scores his 1st goal of the season. So he now has 1 goal to go along with his 1 assist. Congratulations to Mr. Tierney. And Jordan Fields checks back into the game, the man from my alma mater, sophomore, 5'4", out of Timonium, Maryland, spent his high school days at Delaney High School. Is a former Lion. Tried to get confirmation the other day on if he played on the Lions soccer team when I was there with a friend of mine, but my friend never responded to my text message, so I never found out that information. Way to go, Bill. Thanks. Far sideline, Seahawks with the throw-in. Oh, wow, what a pretty move there to set up the space. Ashini, gentleman out of Woodbridge, Virginia, has made a tremendous move in the opens field. Didn't amount to anything, though, as the Knights couldn't do anything with the ball once after that play. Wow, it was very close to being an over-the-back call there on Rios. Turn, shot. Oh, just missed. That would have been a tremendous shot. Catch and shoot opportunity there. Catch, turn, and shoot. Body language for the Seahawks has changed dramatically since that third goal. It kind of went from my perspective at least, it went from they thought they had a chance in this one to just waiting for the clock to hit triple zeros. That would have been one of the more tremendous goals if that one would have found its way into the back of the net. A lot closer than I thought it was going to be, honestly. Now, as we have played 20 minutes in the second half, score still remains 3-0. 2 goals for the Knights here in this second half. One from number 7, Oscar Cruz Asario, and one from number 9, Wilfred Tierney. Those 2 goals go along with number 16, Nehemiah Crawford's 1 goal from the first half. Fields tried to catch that flick back and turn to face the goal. They had it deflected away from him beforehand. So it looks like the Knights are well on their way to improving to 5-4-1 on the season and getting their second straight victory. This will be the perfect time for them to start turning things around in their season as we're headed down into the home stretches. September is almost over. Somebody wake the guys up from Green Day. That was a terrible joke. October will be right around the corner, and October at this level means tournament time. When you're getting into tournament time, that's when you want to be playing their best soccer, and hopefully Coach Fiedler's team will be doing that, as right now they do look to be well on their way to making that reality. Oh, wow. Almost put into the box. And almost finished off with the head ball there. Jordan Fields puts it over to the left foot. Can't finish. And easily saved. I think that was Mr. Crawford there. Number 16, Nehemiah Crawford, trying to chase down that loose ball. No one on this team reacts to missed opportunities quite like Mr. Crawford. He's always passionate on the field, but when he feels that he missed an opportunity at a goal, his passion goes up a few levels. Oh, what a tremendous save. And stop me if you heard that one a few times here this afternoon. It's a tremendous evening in between the pipes for the Seahawks goalkeeper. I know the scoreboard doesn't reflect it, but he has made just a couple of tremendous saves here this afternoon. We got a goalie switch for the Knights right now as Kyle Cooper has been subbed out of the game, and coming in for the goal right now for the Knights is, I have no idea, because they don't have another goalkeeper listed on their roster. So whoever is in between, unless it's Mr. Christopher Ramirez, number 15. Regardless, Kyle Cooper is no longer in between the pipes for the Knights. And he will be leaving with a clean sheet. Let's see if it stays that way. We are a minute and 30 seconds away from the 20-minute mark of this contest, which means we have almost played 25 minutes here in this second half. And this second half, much like the first half, has been dominated from the beginning by the Knights. Scoreboard would actually say this one's been more dominated even more by the Knights than the first half. They only had one goal in the first half. They got two here in the second. Here's Crawford losing his angle. He puts it in the box for his teammate who was there, but he couldn't finish it. That was a tremendous effort from Crawford and would have been on his highlight tape if it would have worked out for him. And that one, as Chris Berman would say back in the day, that one's back, gone. Just got confirmation on the goalkeeper for the Knights right now is Giovanni Herring. I want to thank the guys there on the field. Extra help for letting us know that. Number 22, Giovanni is a freshman out of Baltimore, Maryland. He spent his high school days at Sparrows Point. Now with under 20 minutes to play, the Knights will have a corner kick far sideline. Hands up in the air, ball follows. Not a great corner. The Knights still have a chance at it, though, so how bad can it really be? Another tremendous save. It was waved off, though. It wouldn't have counted even if the Knights would have found a way to put it into the back of the net. Stolen at the midfield. Hoffman has control of it. Plays it over to Crawford. Crawford, I don't think he knew that he had a defender on his backside as close as he did. A bit of a communication breakdown maybe there from the Knights. Oh, mistimed their jump there, the Seahawks defender did. Played into the middle. Knights miss out on that opportunity for a moment. And they officially do. Defender for the Knights coming in there like a missile, try and save that one. Just couldn't do it. Didn't have enough time. Seahawks furthest they've had the ball into their offensive zone, I think, here in this game. Well, outside of they had a penalty right outside of the box, gave them a great opportunity early stages of this first half, or second half, excuse me. There's Taney, I believe, far sideline. Missed that one. Not very close at all, honestly. Big group substitution coming into the game as Mr. Trevor Hoffman takes a seat on the bench, and here's the round of applause from his teammates on the bench and gets the high fives from the coach. Well deserved for Mr. Hoffman, as barring any kind of major setback, I'm sure he'll be seeing, he saw his final action of the game. Just over a minute away from the 15-minute mark, which means we've almost played a full 30 minutes. Not the most exciting 30 minutes if you are a Seahawks fan, player, or coach. If you're a Knights fan, player, or coach, though, this has been not only a tremendous game for you, it's been a tremendous afternoon for you. Remember, this is game 2 of our doubleheader, and these two teams, women's teams, these two programs, women's teams went head-to-head, and that was a big-time victory for the Knights. Corner kick here for the Knights after a very close call. Ball is in the air. Great corner kick, almost led to a goal. That was a tremendous corner kick. I was wondering when the ref was going to make that call. This is the third time I've seen the Knights with a blatant over-the-back call. That one does get called. It's hard to see that call sometimes. The ref's not looking right at it. That's a tough call. It's a call that I'm sure more times than not is like holding in football. There's probably over the back on every play. It's just, when does the ref see it, Great defensive play at the midfield from Wilfred Tierney. Stole it away, tried to find a teammate up that sideline. He's not going to be able to do that, though, as that ball goes out of bounds. Now under 15 minutes to play. Clock continues to run. That's a good thing for both teams, I'm sure. The Knights know this one's over. They want this game to be I want that clock to hit 000 so they can officially get over the 500 mark. And the Seahawks, on the other hand, they want this clock to hit 000 so this nightmare game can finally come to an end. One-time shot, splits the uprights. That'll do Justin Tucker proud, but won't count for anything here this afternoon. Ravens will probably need that 3 points. They play the Steelers on Sunday, I believe. As T.O. would say, get your popcorn ready. Not going to miss that one. Smart offense there from the Knights. You could see initially they wanted to go fast. They wanted to go defense to offense with some urgency, but realized the better play was to slow things down. There's another call. That one was pretty bad. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh at that gentleman who's in obvious pain, but it was a pretty blatant call, a pretty blatant foul there from the Knights player in the fancy lime green shoes. Not exactly sure who that gentleman is. One of the things about this Knights team is, I brought it up earlier, is so many bench players, so many, second unit and third unit players for this Knights team. So many guys who are ready to come into the game at any moment. It was a long way in making this team as strong as it is. Depth, I think, is a huge part into why this team is so successful. And you're not supposed to do that. Giovanni pleading with the ref. I'm supposed to cut off the and it's number 5 for the Seahawks. Alex Blizzardi was in the field of play when he took that throw in. Just over 10 minutes left to play. That's all that separates these two teams from the clock hitting that triple zeros. Ball played into the middle, one touch. Not a one touch, excuse me. Probably should have went for it. Controlled it and then finally went for the shot. Once the shot was ripped off, had a defender in front of him and it deflected off of that defender. So I was saying it probably would have been better off with the one touch shot. Knights trying to go fast, a little bit too fast there as they turn it over. Long pass on the throw-in. Can't be controlled by the Seahawks, and they'll get the corner kick, their first corner of the game. So that zero will one of those zeros on that scoreboard will finally change for the Seahawks. It's a pleasant surprise for their players, coaches, and fans. Hands in the air, ball follows. Not a very good corner there. And a great save by Giovanni with the fist. And he may not be the starting goalkeeper, but he's definitely not rusty. Oh, wow. What a tremendous shot. Almost finds its way into the back of the net. I don't know if the Seahawks, our goalkeeper, has got a fist on it or if it looks like he got a fist on it because it's going for a corner kick. Man, what a tremendous shot. And another tremendous save by the Seahawks keeper, man. What would this score be like if he wasn't in the game right now? It's just be like 8-9-0. He has made just a few just absolutely tremendous saves in this game. As my dad would say, he's working on getting himself a scholarship. Ooh. Very, very close. Substitution coming back into the game for the Seahawks is number 9, Eli Zalamboa. Eli had a yellow card earlier in this game he's still playing with. That one definitely didn't feel good coming off the chest there. Quick pass up. He's offsides. Man, he wasn't offsides by much, maybe an arm hair, but it all counts for the same. Long pass up there. Meeting of the minds between the two teams. And a misplay there from number 23 of the Knights, Lawrence Fulton III. Play up. Good head ball there. Knights just want to get this ball out of their defensive zone. I'm sure they want nothing more than right now than to keep that clean sheet alive. Keep that 0 up on the board. The W is nice, but hey, a W with a 0 attached on the end, very nice. Another thing, to have a game like this in the late stages of this season like we are in right now, it gets that those second unit players more confidence moving forward, and you never know when you're going to need to call on your bench unit when it comes tournament time, when it comes into win or go home time. So you can get more of those players who aren't used to getting big minutes, more confidence going into crunch time. It goes a long way in making your team that much more difficult to beat come tournament time. Just over 5 minutes left to play here in this contest. It's a beautiful evening here at the Coliseum. The lights are on, and it is nighttime soccer. Long pass up the field, sniffed out by the last line of defense for the Seahawks. Knights still with possession, just over 5 minutes left to play now. Long pass, far sideline, Knights are there. And good defensive play there from the Seahawks. That easily could have been a cross that could have led to the 4th goal of the game. This will be a long bus ride back to Cecil once this game's over. Not the way they wanted this game to go. Oh, I wonder, does it make you feel better or worse as a Seahawks player or coach knowing that in reality you never really were in this game to begin with? I don't mean that to be rude, but this is a game that was dominated by the Knights from the opening whistle. Every stat line you could bring up demonstrates that. So if you're a Seahawks fan, do you think to yourself, hey, man, we just ran into the buzzsaw here this afternoon? We just ran into a team that's that much better than us? Or you start evaluating your own team? I'm not sure. That's one of those decisions that makes me very glad that I'm not a coach, that's for sure. Under 5 minutes left to play. The score remains 3-0. And the Knights are 3 minutes and 45 seconds away from the first time for moving up to over 500 for the first time this season, which is going to be a big deal for them. And the perfect time to do so. As I said multiple times here, we're headed into tournament time. This is the home stretch of the season. I want to take this opportunity as well to remind everyone at home we'll have some very exciting women's volleyball action on Sunday for you, so you're not going to want to miss that. I believe that there's some women's volleyball action tomorrow as well, but I'm not on the call for that one, so. But I'll be back on Sunday for exciting volleyball action. Game should be, I believe, at 1 o'clock. So they're not going to want to miss that. There's a trip up. Accidental, though. Looks like the legs just got tangled up. Seahawks take over control. Still looking for that first goal. Want to get that clean sheet erased for the Knights. The Knights, good job clearing that ball out of the danger zone. Seahawks team is definitely up, and they're pressing for the goal here. That defensive play they just made, that was the last line of defense there. Easily could have been a one-on-one breakaway if the Seahawks didn't make that play. Now just 2 minutes separating these two teams from the final whistle. Knights, another chance. Cross coming. Instead, they carry it into a goal-scoring area, try and rip off a shot. Goes off of the defense for the Seahawks, one of the defenders for the Seahawks. 1 minute and 30 seconds now. All that separates these two teams. Ball's in the air. Whoa, very close. Very, very close. The Knights have had about 5 or 6 corners in a row that weren't so great. That one gets back to where they were earlier in the game, where they were ripping off tremendous corners. I brought up that great corner kick I had saw earlier this season from the Knights, where Fields bent it in from one of the corners. Still one of the more tremendous goals I've seen at any level. Fields had some magic he was showing us earlier today, where he made a play on this near sideline in the first half, got around a few Seahawks defenders and almost got himself into a goal-scoring area. Seahawks almost found themselves in a goal-scoring area and just moments ago. Still do here. Pressing the issue. Shot. What a save with the slide tackle. Giovanni comes off the line, makes the save, and that will be all she wrote. The final stretch run was an exciting one. But the final score in this one is 3-0 in favor of the Knights. The Knights improved to 5-4-1 on the season. Fans, stick around this weekend for volleyball action. But that's all I've got for you today. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
We thank you for joining us this evening. As you leave, please drive